Hello, lovely Milky Way galaxy. So bear with me today. We've got a lot of things to discuss. Well, actually, a couple things. Only two things to discuss. For example, I'm going to go over the synopsis or the premise or whatever you want to call it of House of Dragon, and then we're going to talk a little bit about what Thanksgiving is and what it means and all that fun stuff. And then we have birthdays at the end of the vlog. We've got 3 of them. And then we'll say goodbye and do all that stuff. So, okay, let me go here. Let me go down. Okay. So House of Dragons received a straight-to-series order in October. No, that's not that. Okay, let's look at footnotes. Maybe. Okay, let's just read this. It's an American fantasy drama television show, an independent prequel to Game of Thrones. It is the second show in the franchise created by George R. R. Martin and Ryan Condal for HBO. Condal and are the showrunners. Based on parts of the novel Fire and Blood, the series is set about 200 years before the events of Game of Thrones, 172 years before the birth of Daenerys Targaryen, descendant of the eponymous royal house, and 100 years after the Seven Kingdoms are united by the Targaryen conquest. Featuring the ensemble cast, blah blah blah. So that's just something that it says earlier on. So with the cast beginning in July, it's just basically all about Rhaenyra Targaryen, her father Viserys Targaryen, how her father's sitting the Iron Throne, and he marries Alicent Hightower, and it's all about the Targaryen family basically. Now I know there's other families involved, and I know I've mentioned all that stuff. Like you've got Corlys Velaryon, you've got Otto Hightower. You've got Boris Baratheon. It's just there's a whole bunch of families tied into this that it's about having dragons, being part of the Targaryen dynasty. Now there's other Targaryens that are born after the fact, after Viserys and Alicent have 3 kids or 2 kids, 2 or 3 kids of their own. Aegon, Aemon, and then there might be one other one. And then we've got Rhaenyra Velaryon who marries Rhaenyra Targaryen, and it's just a whole family affair. Everyone thing happens. Then you've got Daemon, who's the brother of Viserys, uncle of Rhaenyra. Then you've got Rhaenys, who should have been queen, over her cousin Viserys. They do introduce Daenerys, the father of Viserys, and there's just so much stuff happening. It's just like Game of Thrones. If you ever seen that show, there's just so many different characters, so many different storylines happening. You got Dragonstone involved, you got Pentos involved, you got Driftmark, you've got the Eyrie, you've got all of these different locations that you got King's Landing, all these different locations that they film in, and even they introduce Storm's End at the end of the first season, and I'm hoping and I'm praying that they have a second season where Rhaenyra takes the throne because it's rightfully hers, because her father Viserys said she's the rightful heir to the throne, even though he has 2 sons, and she has 2 sons, even though technically one died at the very end of episode 10. So there's just so many things that are happening in the show, and like I said, I'm hoping there's a season 2 where we see Rhaenyra take over the Iron Throne. She ends or not? She doesn't end Alicent, but and Aegon's king now, or supposed king, a usurper, if you will. Just like, you know, Robert Baratheon was the usurper of the king before him, the Mad King, as they called him. And it's just, there's just so many, and then there's the Lannisters and the Hightowers, like I mentioned. There's the Baratheons, the Starks, the Valerians, the Targaryens. I mean, there's just the Hightowers, It's just so many different characters. It's hard to keep track of the whole story. But the whole story is the Targaryens ruled, 200 years ago, sitting in the Iron Throne for most of the time, up until Game of Thrones. And then it became the Baratheons, then it became the Lannisters, then it was the Starks that sit at the Iron Throne. Now, anyways, that's it. So that's all I got on that front. Now, Thanksgiving is on Thursday. Now, if you don't know what Thanksgiving is, it's where families, it mostly happens in America, and in Canada they do it in October. But the fact is that every year on the third or fourth Thursday of the month, you sit down with your family, whether it's your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, or it could just be your parents and your brothers, or your siblings, where you sit down and give thanks for the food that you get, the clothes that you wear, the roof that's over your head, all of that stuff. And it's not just that. It's so much. It could be your family that you're thanking. It could be your friends that you're thankful for. That's basically the whole reason for Thanksgiving. Is just to give thanks. Now, when that's over, the first thing that we do after Thanksgiving is, sure, some individuals may like to do Black Friday shopping, where they go out to let's say, go to Best Buy or to Target or to Walmart or to, a grocery store or something along those lines, and get your Christmas presents and and it doesn't have to be just those places. It could be an AT&T store. It could be any place that sells gifts that you might want to get. It could be a place that, like a clothing store like Kohl's or whatever you have. But that's not till Friday. And then after that is the real countdown to Christmas. Even though technically Black Friday is the first day to count down to Christmas, but so like I said, the first day of the Thanksgiving is this Thursday, which is 2 days from now, or a day and a half by the time this vlog goes out. Which means that, however you celebrate it, you might not celebrate it because you might not live in America. But there are individuals that don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Just like there's individuals who don't celebrate Christmas. Like, there's individuals who celebrate Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, or maybe they don't celebrate any of those holidays that are in December, and that's okay. But let's get through Thanksgiving, and then we'll officially start the countdown to that, and we'll start the countdown to 2023, and I'll have the countdown for VidCon and all of those other things starting January 1st, which is on a Sunday this year. Christmas is on a Sunday this year as well. So there's a lot of stuff happening. I know I'm rambling, so I'm just going to do birthdays, and then we're going to do my outro, and then we're going to say goodbye. So I would like to wish Megan McCarthy a happy birthday. I would also like to wish Catherine McNamara a happy birthday, and Mark Ruffalo a happy birthday today. Now, there's not that many birthdays left of the month. So let me just tell you how many birthdays we have left for the month. So on YouTube, we have 7 birthdays left in November on YouTube. And we have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more on YouTube, on Instagram. So bear with me. We've got a few birthdays tomorrow, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 birthdays tomorrow. And I will see you tomorrow with a brand new vlog. I might talk a little bit about finishing a TV show or getting as close as I can to a TV show called Sex Education. I'm on season 3. I just started. I maybe finished a couple episodes, but so there's that. And like I said, I will see you all tomorrow with a brand new vlog, and bye-bye.